trailers is going to be the...
Yeah, it's a lot of movie trailers coming up.
So,
have come out or will be coming out soon.
Yeah. I did see Krampus.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty good.
I don't believe you.
Let's just say it didn't end the way I expected it to end, which was a good thing.
Was everybody dead?
Do you want me to spoil it?
Yeah, I'm not going to fucking watch that bullshit.
Spoil away, bro.
Alright, so
it's not gonna matter to me.
At
the end of it's not gonna matter if I watch it. It's not gonna matter.
Shut the fuck up and let me spoil the damn movie. But
go ahead.
So okay, the kid makes his little note and he tries to bring everybody, make them happy because spoiler alert, it's a dysfunctional family, right? So the
trailers really didn't make that obvious. So
right.
I appreciate you pointing that fact out.
He rips it up, throws it away, and then all of a sudden this giant storm cloud comes in and just like wrecks out, like blizzard everything. Drops super below zero and stuff like that. Snow's piling up. But at the end, the kid who realizes that it was his note, because Krampus basically, after he takes his entire family, gives him a little Krampus bell that has his note wrapped around it. And so he realizes, oh shit, okay, I'm the one that caused this entire bad thing to happen. So he finds Krampus.
Or good thing.
Good thing, that's possible. And based on the outcome of the ending, I'll tell you if it's good or bad, you know, you can make up your own mind. But so he goes and he confronts Krampus, who's getting ready to go back to the underworld where he comes from. And he tries to plead with them to allow them to get his family. So then Krampus like picks the kid up and hovers him over the pit down to the underworld and drops him and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden the kid wakes up. And he's in his house, he's like, oh, you know, and he realizes, he thinks, oh, Krampus gave me a second chance. So he runs downstairs, everybody's all happy and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, how's it going, sport? Thought you were, you know, bullshit like that. And then they start opening gifts, and he's given a gift. It's this like rust orange or rust like copper colored present box. And when it opens it up, it's that Krampus bell. And then as soon as he touches it, they all start to hear their fighting and their death in their head. So the entire family realizes, oh shit, that really happened. And they're like, the whole memory of what happens when it comes back. Then it pans out, and they're in a snow globe, pans out in a giant room full of snow globes in Krampus's house in the underworld. So I'm like, oh, the bad guy won. How about that?
Well, it's a horror flick. Bad guys almost always win the horror flicks.
Not always. There's usually some sort of way that they kill Jason or Freddy or something like that.
Yeah, they kill him, but only after he murdered every fucking
Well, true.
Right.
But, you know, there was no happy endings in this. Mm-hmm. And, like, you know, the scene where the little girl is hiding underneath the thing and that, like, little music box is opening up, like, that is 15 minutes into the movie. And she's gone the entire movie. And it's funny because, like, during the building up to that, she's a huge part of the storyline. She's making all the comments and everything else. But it was really, you know, it was good. It was fun. It's definitely not a blockbuster, but it was something I would check out. It'd be fun. So might leave that part in there for the.
Sure.
But yeah, it was fun. Adam Scott, like, they did a really good job. He did a good job. Although. Yeah, after watching him in Parks and Recreation, not watching him in anything else, he's Ben to me every time.
Yeah, he just Ben every time. You're like, why is Ben being so mean?
Why is Ben here?
Yeah.
Right.
But the creatures that Krampus brought were fucking awesome. Like, they hardly used any CG. It was mostly creature effects and like models and stuff like that. Yeah, like even the screaming like big things with the jaws that come open, that was all practical effects.
That's cool. Practical effects are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not a big horror fan.
I saw my one horror movie for this year.
No, I know. It Follows.
It Follows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
that's good for me. One horror movie.
I like that. I like that. Anyway, all right, ready.
We're not even trying anymore.
Nope. We give up on this shit.
Were we ever trying?
All right. RSG Podcast, episode 60-something. With me, as always.
Eventually it's going to be 70-something.
I know, if it's not already, but, you know.
Okay.
But, yeah, so we've got lots of...
Wait, I think it's 68, which means our Star Wars episode is going to be 69. Sweet.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because that's what we're all going to do, like, right before we get to watch the movie.
That's right, well...
While we're watching the movie.
Get prepared.
Anyways, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 60-something, 68, we'll go 68.
Why did you...
It was in my pocket. I kept playing with it.
You like the poop X out, as you said. We gotta get prepared. I was like, what is that about?
We're gonna do some collecting.
They're doggy poop bags, just in case anybody's wondering what these are.
Yeah.
What he's fingering.
But anyway, back to it. We got trailers to talk about tonight.
Trailers. So many trailers.
Lots
of trailers.
These are the trailers that you watch and you're like, really?
Yeah, there were a lot of movie trailers that came out for movies that you're like, who wanted this movie in the last couple of months?
You know, here's the thing.
Really?
Here's the thing. We are fairly discerning. The three of us. We have our things that we like. That aren't necessarily good movies or lauded movies.
Resident Evil movies.
For example.
I love the Resident Evil movies.
They're quality films.
They're horrible. They're god-awful movies.
They're pretty terrible.
Love every one of them. Love them all.
And it can even be argued that a lot of the Marvel movies are for us, but aren't necessarily great movies.
Yeah. Well, some of them are pretty formulaic.
Yeah. And I agree with that mostly, for the most part. I understand that it's my nerdism that is just getting a hand job when I watch those movies.
Right.
And I love it for that.
Yep.
And there are some people who like some of these movies we're going to talk about. Like the first ones. Some crazy how. People like my parents. And I don't know. I just can't. I can't understand them. Why they're good, why people like them. To be fair, one of the movies, at least, because we're going to talk about a couple sequels, but the first movie that I saw of this one, I was like, I liked it at first. The first time I saw it, I did. I was younger. I was a younger kid. I saw it. I liked it, and then I watched it again, and I went, "This is
terrible.
This is really bad. This is retarded."
We weren't that young, were we?
It's like 19.
It's been 20 years.
Something. It's been a while.
Yeah, but we were in high school.
Yeah.
That's young.
That's definitely.
I wouldn't say kids though. I wouldn't say we were young kids.
17 is a young kid, man.
All right.
Like.
Yeah, so all you under 17ers, go to fuck to sleep.
What I'm saying is that I was a younger person.
Yes.
Does that make you feel better now?
Yes, that makes me feel better.
Because I don't feel like most kids nowadays grow up until they're 25 at least.
Granted.
That's fair.
I'm still waiting to grow up.
Yeah, well.
I figure it'll happen.
He's a Toys R Us kid.
True facts.
But anyways, I guess let's get on with this.
Let's just kind of go down the list.
Yeah.
The first one on the list here for our trailers, and even more trailers episode is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 trailer.
2. Yes. 2.
And it's like more like, 4 or 5 in reality?
Couldn't they even okay, well, they officially rebooted, so it's the second of the reboot.
Right.
Okay?
Meh.
The second one of the rebooted series. But couldn't they have at least, come up with a pithy name, like Heroes in a Half Shell, or, something, just call Teenage Ninja Turtles 2. Give it, a sweet name, like Revenge of the Ooze, or, Foot Clan Attacks, or whatever.
Attack of the Foot?
Yeah.
Do you really want it to have a pithy name, though? I mean, do you really want that? Think about it.
Okay, well, yes? Because then I can take it even less seriously than I do now?
Alright.
What? I mean, nothing's gonna make it. Nothing's gonna redeem it.
Did we talk about the first movie on this cast?
We did, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about
The first movie obviously was fucking bad. It was just. I would go into reasons why it was bad, but I don't think it's really necessary.
Not at all.
To break it down. It is just bad.
On the scale of Amazing Spider-Man 2, better, worse than Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I would say.
Because in my opinion, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the pinnacle of bad movies.
I'm gonna say better than. And let me tell you why I'm saying better than. Because it's
better
it's
than
only
Spider-Man 2.
I know.
it's only slightly better than, though. Not by much. The only reason why is because this was a movie made for kids. It was a kid movie.
Yes.
And hence, it doesn't have to make a whole lot of fucking sense. The plotline doesn't have to be super solid. It just has to have flashy turtles fighting and doing cool stuff.
Right.
It had that. So, it's fine for the target audience, I think. Amazing Spider-Man 2, a much broader audience like
Dubstep
objective.
evil villains.
Yep.
And honestly,
My favorite.
Dude, I think Electro might have been a better villain than the Shredder in this movie, though. The Shredder in this movie was horrible. In TMNT, like the first
the
reboot,
first
Shredder
reboot,
was
yeah.
so god. It's so bad. So bad.
I just want Super Shredder.
Super Shredder.
I just want Super Shredder one more time.
Alright.
I mean, I just want to see him tear down the building and kill himself again.
I just want to see Krang in the Technodrome. I mean, go fucking all out.
It's true.
That's for 3, man. That's
Probably.
for 3.
Which has probably already been greenlit by the time we
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about this. Yeah.
But anyway, so this movie, honest to goodness, from the trailer, looks absolutely not any better, not one iota better than the first one.
It's terrible.
It doesn't look better.
Like, not one bit.
Tanks.
My favorite part. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say tanks submerged in water, when out of water, do not instantly fire the moment they surface from
Yeah,
water.
they have to dry out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, tanks don't come out of water mostly when they get into water.
Yeah, they're pretty much sunk.
No, a lot of them don't. A lot of them do. A lot of them are meant to be relatively submersible.
Oh, that's true. Well, they do kind of like come out of the ship or the.
Like, not entirely submersible, but relatively
Yeah,
submersible.
they're amphibious to a point, but
Yeah.
that one looked like it was
Like
tumbling down
turtles.
Rockies
Amphibious.
or like rapids or whatever.
Shut your mouth.
And armored. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's totally a turtle metaphor.
Okay, fair.
Really? With a rhinoceros mutant in them? Is that a part of the metaphor?
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Mhm.
jokes.
Yeah. Oh, you got jokes. You know, it didn't look one bit better, really at all.
No. It didn't.
Just bad.
Nope.
A little bit more shameless, like maybe even worse. Like maybe even
And the
worse.
first one?
Well, there was like
use of what's her name?
Megan
Fox?
Megan Fox, yeah, just
Oh,
some
yeah.
shameless like Megan
Wait.
Fox tying her shirt into like a tank or like a halter top thing.
Yeah.
Just like showing off her. I'm like, that's not. You're not even trying to hide that shit.
I think it's way worse than it was in the first one.
Yeah, no, it is. It's
Yeah.
more shameless.
She's lost that baby weight. She wants to show it off.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
I like the part. There's one part that always gets me,
Right.
where like Leonardo like is holding up his sword. He's not like swinging it around. He just holds it up and he's looking at it. That's all he's doing. And it's like shing. I'm like, that's not what swords do. Swords don't do that.
Yes, they do.
They don't make a shing noise
They need
Bro.
sound effects, bro.
every single time you like look at it. Kind of odd. It's not a lightsaber. Those are cooler.
Whoa, whoa.
It's like shing, and I'm like, really,
Really?
really.
Yeah. Yes, really. Because swords have to have sound effects, bro. Just like both that noise. Whenever you move it around.
At least you're swinging it at that point. But he's holding it still. He's just looking at it. That's all he's doing. But
Yeah.
all right. So who wants to see this movie? Raise their hands. Who's going to see this movie because it's our job?
Yep. We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Number 2.
Number 2 in sequels that nobody asked for.
Yes.
There's a third one.
Independence Day. This is the third sequel like this year that has had a trailer release that nobody asked for. It started with Huntsman 2 back in middle of November sometime.
The Huntsman too.
When everyone was like, really? A sequel?
You're gonna watch it though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's for
It'll
the
be
cast.
god awful.
It's for the
But
cast.
I'll watch it.
I gotta say, it probably will be, but it looks better than the first one already.
It does look better than the first
Well,
one.
they did Nick Soul Stewart, right?
Yeah.
She's out?
There's no case due.
So at least somebody might be able to smile.
And they added Emily Blunt, Jessica Chastain.
I like Emily Blunt.
And Jessica Chastain. They're good. They're real good.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to bring it back.
It's gonna have Murph in it.
Yeah.
Murph.
Murph.
Don't
But,
let me go,
yeah.
Murph.
Independence Day
2. Resurgence.
Resurgence.
Yeah. They start this trailer off insulting us. They do. They start the trailer off like pretending that we did not watch the first one.
Right.
Or that we haven't watched it long enough that nobody remembers what happened in the first one. Okay, because it might be like, this might be the 20-year reunion. This might be actually 20 years later. Right?
I think
It could have been 96. I don't remember for sure when it was. It could have been 96. We were in high school in 96. That
Yeah,
makes sense
absolutely.
to me.
I was definitely in high school when this movie came.
It could have
The
been,
original.
right. Yeah, because we went and saw it. I remember. But
The first time I watched it, I liked it.
the trailer?
No, the first movie.
The movie, yeah. I think the first movie was a fine popcorn summer blockbuster movie that you don't take too seriously. You just sort of like show up and shut your brain off and be like, yeah, aliens, go America!
But the moment you start thinking about that, you're like, wow, this breaks down in a hurry. It just falls apart.
Yeah.
The first movie.
It does.
But, yeah, so the second movie...
But one of the main focuses of the first movie is that the aliens are like locusts. They pick up, everybody gets into the ship, and they go and strip the next world of all of its resources. But they don't leave other people behind. And it's sort of like, if you kill them, that's all of them.
Yeah, they've made that pretty clear.
That is what we're led to believe. And then they open the trailer for Independence Day 2 Resurgence telling us that everyone knew they were going to be back.
Yeah, your husband said that.
Thor's in this movie?
Huh? Yeah! That's funny.
Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Fuck Jeff Goldblum.
You love him.
I fucking hate
You
that guy.
love him so much.
Jeff Goldblum. Hey, is he up there with old Denzel Washington?
No,
I
no.
can
He doesn't,
feel
even have
the
a, he doesn't even have a point like Denzel does. Like, Denzel's not a good actor because he only plays one role.
Denzel.
Nah, well,
But
no.
Jeff
no,
Goldblum
no, no, no,
only
no, no.
stutters in movies.
No, Denzel Washington is a good actor at being Denzel Washington.
Right,
That
he's good at
particular
acting like
movie-
Denzel
But
Washington.
Jeff Goldblum,
He's not good at acting at anything.
he acts as himself in every movie, but it's really obnoxious and not that great.
Right. It's like a bad Will Smith. Because he's always Jeff Goldblum, and that's never good.
Fun fact.
But he does. They're going to be back, and I was like, wait, no,
Yeah.
nobody thought they were going to be back.
We all knew they.
No one thought they were going to be back.
I like how it showed them in the preview, like, we prepared ourselves by using their tech to make weapons, and I'm like, you built a beachhead. Congratulations.
Well, they did look like it was like they souped up some like F-15s or whatever.
True, and they put a little.
and they gave
defense-
everybody plasma beams and stuff.
And they put a little defense fortress on the moon. It looks
Yeah.
like. So.
Well, it looks like they also have other bases, other places as well.
It
But
looks silly.
It does look silly.
The planes looked silly.
Yes.
Like if you get a hold of their technology and you could.
But it looked like they were trying
You're
to like.
going to go way further than making F-15s with like bigger jet engines, which is all it looked like.
Well, it looked like the alien ships and the F-15 had a baby.
Yeah, it
It
just
just they made it and had a baby.
yeah, it
So it
looked
looked like, and I was like, that's not what we would do.
But there's sweet space warfare.
Was it? It looked like it just like the giant airplane, alien spaceship, just like.
They were fighting in space. There were
What?
F-16s in space.
Yes, there were F-16s
Oh,
in space.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Can't argue with that.
Space.
There were F-16s in space,
Oh,
but I don't think
which shows you they look ridiculous in atmosphere and out of atmosphere.
Out of
It's all-
atmosphere. They
it
still look stupid.
Just still look stupid.
Yeah. Not excited to see this movie.
Well, I feel like like I said, the first one breaks down if you give it any sort of thought. It was a fun popcorn movie. Fun popcorn movies don't generally deserve or warrant sequels because the moment you have a sequel, then people start thinking. They start thinking about the first one. They start thinking about the plot of this one. You're trying to put them all together. You're trying to make puzzle pieces essentially out of like pieces of poo. And
Mold it.
Which, to be fair,
smash it.
though, like
Change
putting
it.
pieces of poo together
makes a larger piece of poo.
Right. But as long as it's not dry, it goes together pretty easily. Just like that. Just like that.
But they're still poo.
Yeah.
You know, this one, like you said, it already undermines the first one. So
Yeah.
it starts off undermining the first one, which wasn't that great in the first place. Well, maybe that's the theme.
You said the first one wasn't that great.
Yeah.
The theme is like, we made a crappy movie. It's a crappy sequel of a crappy movie.
The other thing that really hit me
look,
about
here's
this
the-
trailer was like the terrible acting. Like in the trailer alone was bad.
Well, and they like Bill Pullman is like ripping off his speech from the first one.
Bill Pullman's being Bill. Well, was that just a?
I thought that was the original.
I thought that was the
speech.
original speech.
No, but he starts it differently.
That's the stupidest thing.
Yeah,
Because the last part of it is just exactly
the original speech. Right.
What makes me angry is Bill Pullman's in this movie again. That makes me angry.
What also makes me angry is Will Smith's not going to appear.
That doesn't make me angry.
I'm okay with this.
That's ridiculous. If you're going to just shit on everything, then bring them all back. Bring them all back and let them know what they did. Be like, this is you. Rub your nose in.
The screenwriter wrote 2 versions of the movie. One with Will Smith character returning, and one where Will Smith's character did not come back. Will Smith chose not to sign on because he also wanted his son to play in the movie.
He always wants his fucking son to play in the movie.
Yeah. And the studio was like, nah, bro.
Yeah, we saw how well they did for Earth.
Yeah, for Earth 2 or whatever.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that movie was god-awful.
Well, let's just hope that Will Smith's son can grow up and be a good actor. It can happen.
Boy, he's got the odds stacked against him. Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith.
Say, is that the genetics for it? I'm
just saying he should turn in his SAG card and apologize.
I don't think Jada Pinkett Smith is that bad.
Well, after Earth 2 or Earth Revisited or whatever that movie was called, After Earth, whatever, Afterbirth, after Birth, they should not have done another movie.
After Birth.
Yeah, they should not have. He should not be allowed to do another movie. He's way worse than Gal Gadot could possibly be as Wonder Woman.
But yeah.
I mean, did you see Afterbirth?
No, I couldn't. I was gonna go see it, and then I saw the reviews, and then I saw that all the reviews all kind of said the same thing, even the internet, and I was like, wow, it's probably not.
You saw it, Remy?
I've seen it. If you drink heavily, it's not bad. At least I imagine. I don't know. I saw it sober, but the only way I can imagine enjoying it is by being drunk. So.
Yeah. You like? Are you saying you like Bill Pullman? Because like Bill Pullman does the same thing that Will Smith and everyone else that you've complained about does, and he just is Bill Pullman in every movie.
No, that's fair. I'm not saying he's a good actor. I thought he did great. I thought he was one of the highlights of the first movie. I thought he and Randy Quaid were the best part of the first movie, personally.
Okay, when his wife dies, that was pretty good. What? He acted that pretty decently. He seemed genuinely upset.
And I thought the original speech was pretty good.
Okay, alright, whatever. Sure.
But other than that, like, and Randy Quaid were the only good parts of the movie. Randy Quaid's kids weren't too bad. I believe that they genuinely were mildly disinterested in their alcoholic father until he was about to die. And then they were like, Dad, we love you. JK's all this time.
JK's. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, another sequel that nobody wanted.
Except you keep saying that, but I think you're distinctly wrong. No, this isn't a good sign. This isn't a good thing. It's not a good thing to be wrong on this, but you were definitely wrong. I think I would prefer you were right. But there are a lot of people who want to see this movie.
I went to the Reddits.
Oh no.
And to our movie, to the link of this trailer, and there are 7,000 comments. Overwhelmingly positive. People who are like, I can't wait to see this movie. It's going to be epic. This is going to be the best movie of 2016.
It was Star Wars for a lot of
so
people.
amazing.
It was their Star Wars.
But it's not good.
I know.
But they were 10 when they first saw it. Just like you were 10 when you first saw Star Wars. And logically, your brain just can't put together these pieces so it makes sense to you. And you're like, this is amazing. Look at these giant spaceships. Look at these sweet flying space battles. Look at Will Smith being all cool and shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
I didn't hate one though. I'll be the first person to say it. I did not hate one. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I watched it again. It started to break down. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that again because the third time I will start to dislike it. But you know, it was a popcorn. It was a popcorn flick.
Infecting the alien supercomputer with a human virus. Yeah. But we won't break it down.
Yeah, but this is unnecessary, and it just feels like it just feels bad, man. Bad, man.
Yeah, I don't think
the guns look kind of sweet though. Like the airborne artillery looked like something out of Halo, which was kind of cool. I don't see the point to them because they weren't moving that fast. You think they would be like, super quick with that alien tech they salvaged, but
apparently not.
They salvaged it wrong.
They must have been worried too much about reproducing that.
They rolled a fail on that check.
Their salvage check.
Did not get a good salvage check on that one.
What's the next one here?
Star Trek Beyond.
Now, okay, I want this to be good because Simon Pegg is directing it, and I like Simon Pegg. I like his cheesy movies, his comedies that he's done. You know, I'm a fan. Plus, he's a fanboy of StarTrek, so it might be good. But
something really done.
Well, I
that he wrote and directed. That was
didn't
good.
he do Shaun of the Dead?
Did he write and direct Shaun of the Dead?
I'm pretty sure he wrote.
He was in Shaun of the Dead, but I don't know if he wrote and directed it or not.
To the IMDb's.
Talk
amongst yourselves.
I don't know. Hot Fuzz as well, but
Yeah.
I know he was in Hot Fuzz. I don't know if he wrote it or not.
I think he did both of those movies.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find out he did not. But.
How about we let IMDb decide that?
Both those movies are part of Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy, who Edgar Wright wrote and directed. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Okay,
Put out the words Cornetto trilogy.
That
and then
happened.
when you find that, you let me know.
But it doesn't bother me that he hasn't done anything because that doesn't really much matter. Like
he's only got one directorial.
Yeah, it doesn't really much matter. That he hasn't done anything before. He could still do a good job on this. Although, as far as the trailer itself goes, 'cause that's all we have to go off of.
Right.
Is the trailer.
Yeah.
The subject matter. It looks like there's, like you said, new material. There's new bad guys. It seems like.
Yeah.
It looks like
But
it has.
we're obviously not following the original movie set, so we're not going to like.
I'm okay with.
Search for Spock in this one.
No.
Which is good.
Yeah.
We're in an entirely different direction.
Yeah. It looks like it might be okay. It's very actiony again. Though there might I don't know.
The trailer was pretty much only actiony.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing
it
but
was.
actiony in the trailer.
And I was trying to find something that might be more Star Trek-y in reality.
Right.
In there, and I'm like, there might be something there with these other bad guys. But
Yeah, like I wasn't even sure there was really a plot line going on other than like the ship gets destroyed by meteors because.
Wasn't
they're
meteors.
shitty at their job or
those
whatever?
those little ships.
Was that what those were?
Yeah, those little ships. Yeah, a bunch of drones. It looks like.
So
drone ships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole trailer was set to the Beastie Boys' Sabotage.
That's what got me. Like the rest of the trailer, I'm like, okay, it's super actiony, which I'm not overly excited about, but whatever. Maybe that's just what they're doing. But then it was set to the Beastie Boys, and I'm like,
I like the Beastie Boys, but I don't like them in this universe. Okay, the teleporter scene where Captain Kirk reaches out as he's being teleported and grabs the hand of the alien with the goth makeup on and saves her. And then they land and it looks like they're all okay. So that's not real. Now, granted, it's a movie, and I understand it's not real, but even in the Star Trek universe, that's not how the teleporters of that early year would be able to work.
Or even
in the Next Generation and on, they don't work that way.
Normally, I would be like, nerd, but it's Star Trek. This shit is paid attention to by the fans.
Right.
This shit is important to them. I am not that person, but I know people, and it is sacred to them, and you know what, I'm okay with it. I understand that.
I want to see them just tear that to bits, because they break you down on a molecular level and put you back together, and you're...
Yeah. They have to lock onto your signal.
Yeah.
That's constantly part of the plot points of it. That's always like...
Rewrites your genetic code, locks
issue,
it, rebuilds you over
We can't
here.
lock onto
You
them,
can't just
Captain.
grab two people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd have the fly.
It's like, I don't know.
Another Jeff Goldblum classic.
They did that in the original series, I want to say.
It was like, it's very Star Trek.
I want to say they have done it in the original series.
It was very Star Trek Mad Max.
It did kind of seem like Mad Max in space.
Yeah, Mad Max in space. Because you have the crazy makeup and you have people on motorbikes and...
Yeah, like there's a dude on a motorcycle, like out of nowhere.
In some
dude
foreign
like
land.
doing a motorcycle jump at it. I'm like,
maybe there's an explanation for that.
Probably, yeah.
If they roll that motorcycle out of the hull of the Enterprise, I'm out. I'm gonna get up and leave the movie.
Out of the ruins of the Enterprise?
Yeah.
Like it's the horse from 302.
302.
In the ship, that's the secret weapon.
Secret weapon.
We've talked about this. It's our secret weapon.
We've got one
Release
horse.
it.
One horse.
But
That was fucking Pegasus, okay, but come on.
That movie was so bad.
Oh.
But, yeah, again, I guess my verdict on this is, of the previous trailers we watched, this was the least bad, but it's still it's still bad. It's still a bad. It's still a bad trailer because it's like they're not. I was hoping at this point by the third movie they'd start, especially because I felt like they started to do it. They didn't quite succeed, but they started to kind of refine, the dynamics with the crew and everything, and like maybe they brought in Khan, who was like kind of a grayish area because he was doing bad things, but he had like pseudo-noble motivations for it.
He wanted to save his people at the cost of doesn't matter.
Right. But that's what...
the cost of doesn't matter.
Yep.
That's
a good way of putting it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, is they started to like bring it back into like the gray zone, the moral gray zone that Star Trek dealt with a lot. And then they were like, oh, by the way, it's like Star Trek gone wild. Titties everywhere. Censored.
Titties in your face.
But, there's no actual tits in this, by the way. That was
right, like way to be a tease, bro.
Yeah, go watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for that one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm just not excited. Like I watched the trailer and I'm like, nah, I'll go see this. I'm sure.
I'm sure it's going to be visually amazing.
It just keeps.
The last one was.
I'll be
Hopefully,
visually.
there's no more fucking lens flare.
The lens flare.
Get out of here, bro.
First of all, it's Simon Pegg,
There's gonna be lens
not
flare.
J.J. Abrams.
I know. That's why I don't want. Oh,
But
Star
the
Wars
lens-
is going to have lens flare.
He sets it up so much. Someone asked J.J. I watched an interview with J.J. Abrams about this a couple of months ago, and somebody asked him a question about lens flare. He's like, "No, I toned it down for Star Wars because it didn't seem to be appropriate for the universe." Thank you, J.J. Appreciated.
But anyway, yeah. So verdict, not that excited about the movie.
Yeah,
The
I'll
trailer
see
didn't
it.
really hype me.
I'll
I'll watch it again.
It made me
I'll
think
watch
give me
it.
another trailer because, like, I don't know. This trailer, I complain when I see too much of the story in the trailer. I don't like that either. But I feel like this trailer didn't tell me anything about the story. And I want to know a little bit. Give me a little bit something. Give me something to be excited about other than, like,
Action!
pew, 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 guns.
Aliens, goth
Fightings.
aliens, fighting.
Right, goth chicks.
You know what they did with the first Star Trek movie when they relaunched it is they gave you the first 10 minutes ahead of time. Like, which movie was it where they released, like, the preview for Star Trek was the first 10 minutes where they were...
It wasn't the first 10 minutes, it was like the first 5 minutes, but yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's that one where, like,
Right.
Kirk drives the car, like, off the edge of the cliff or whatever.
Well, no, they were running through the forest from the indigenous people.
Oh, yeah, that was the second one.
Was this?
That was the second
That
one.
was the
yes.
second one.
That was the
Okay.
second one.
You're right. No, you're right. He drove the car off.
That was the first one. He
So
drove the car.
They've done that for each one. Maybe they'll do
Yeah.
that again for this one. Maybe we'll get like a 5-minute trailer next time.
Could be.
So here is maybe a byproduct of the new Star Wars movies being popular and seeing a third one. They're making a new Star Trek series for TV.
Yes.
Wait,
I
what?
don't know any. Yeah, you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. I thought
Yes.
Star Trek was done on
They're
TV.
making a new.
They're making
it's
a
going to
new-
be on new internet TV, like
Yeah,
it's not CBS. Who is it?
I can't remember. It's a network. It's a network like thing.
Yeah, but they're releasing the first one like on regular TV, but then they're going to do all the other episodes online.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh.
So, how do you feel about this? Because we've set a new precedent for what Star Trek is. Is that what we're gonna see?
See, if I'm watching Star Trek on TV, I want Next Generation. You know, I want like what made me really like Star Trek.
I saw somebody on Reddit bash the Next Generation. They're like, if
Was
it's
it
not
fucking
if
Deep Space
Captain,
Nine?
if Captain Kirk isn't the captain or whatever, then it's just gonna be another shitty STTNG or whatever. And I was like, you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that man needs to be drawn
You
and
shut
quartered.
the fuck up.
Eh.
Captain Picard was a way better captain than Captain Kirk. Any day.
Yeah, agreed.
Any day.
Agreed.
Any day. So you think it's gonna be all actiony? And not
I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that we have a precedent set for what Star Trek is in this generation right now. And
Right.
it is these movies where there's a lot of shooting and jumping and actiony and not a lot of like talking and exploring and like finding things out and like because the first Star Trek had plenty of like diplomacy based episodes, tons of them.
Right.
What was a
And
mission
so
of
did-
peace?
Yeah, Next Generation did too, and then after that it was just a soap opera. But
Yeah.
pretty much for all the rest of them. But I mean, there was a lot of like interesting like diplomacy done and like dealing with like people's cultures and danger was still there, and there was still plenty of like phaser
Right,
action.
and it had action and stuff like that. Yeah.
But what we have right now is like overboard action.
Right.
Like just that's.
Well, it's just a Star Wars movie set in the Star Trek universe.
It's worse than Star Wars.
They just don't have lightsabers and phases, or the Force. But the battle scene at the end between Spock and Khan, I'll say over and over again, is a Star Wars fight scene.
Oh yeah, just give them lightsabers.
Yeah, just give them lightsabers and have them occasionally like push each other off the end of the boat or whatever, and it's a Star Wars. It is a Star Wars battle.
Yeah.
It's a Star Wars fight scene.
On a side note, since we're on space and sci-fi and stuff like that, have you guys watched the first episode of The Expanse on Sci-Fi Channel?
Not yet.
Show?
It's on my list of
Actually
things to
pretty
do.
good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
A lot of people are super hype about it.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of good things. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be
It's supposed to be
worth,
super good.
Yeah.
The book I hear is
dark.
super good. I got a couple of
dark.
friends who really love it.
So I'll have to watch it legally.
Of course.
We
Only-
only ever do things.
only-
legally
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Of course, dude. I know. You're just gonna go out to
We're
your
not
cable
gonna-
box and go to the Sci-Fi Channel
Yeah.
and find the next showing.
Mm-hmm. That's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Okay, so the next trailer is from Rooster Teeth, which is mostly known for their internet series.
Yeah, they do a lot of animated internet series.
I've never heard of them.
They do Red vs. Blue, the Halo series.
That was them?
That's Rooster Teeth.
Yeah,
Holy
shut
shit,
up, because
which-
you have heard of them.
Well, yeah, no. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I have heard
No,
of them. Jeez.
your apology is not accepted.
Be a dick about it.
God.
Red vs. Blue, definitely their most well-known work. Really what got the whole company started, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that might not even be my opinion, that might just be fact. I say my opinion because I don't know for certain. But Red vs. Blue started off as a machinima-based entertainment series using Halo as the medium.
Yep.
And it was very funny.
It's very funny.
It was
Peanut
very-
butter jelly time.
Yeah.
Very, very funny.
That was my favorite one.
Yeah. Like the whole argument about what to call the warthog. Like a puma?
Like a blue.
But like it's a hilarious series. So if you haven't seen Red vs. Blue, you probably know what Halo is. Even if you don't, go watch it. It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, very funny series. So, but they've recently started to do other things. They've broken off into a lot of different directions. They've started their own anime series called Ruby, which was originally headed by the now deceased Monty Ohm.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Died in his prime. Kid was like late 20s.
Yeah.
And was amazing at what he did.
Talented guy.
Talented guy.
Dead.
Unfortunately.
Now he's dead.
Indeed.
But he did Ruby. He was hired on by Rooster Teeth. He did all of their animations for the more recent episodes of Red vs. Blue. And it's good stuff. All of their stuff so far has been pretty good.
Yeah.
But this is like a little different for them.
Yeah. They kicked this off on Indiegogo a couple of years ago, 2013, I think, sometime.
It's called Lazer Team, by the way.
Yeah, it's called Lazer Team, and it's a live-action movie. And basically what happens is an alien ship crash lands, and in it are pieces of what's a Mega Man suit. It's a Mega Man suit.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they have like a hand blaster, a blaster attached to your arm. They have like a shield attached to the other arm, a helmet, and some boots. It's a Mega Man suit.
Yeah.
And in 10 days or whatever, an alien warrior is going to come and land and fight whoever has the suit for supremacy of the Earth or whatever. And somehow NASA knows this, I guess.
Well, I'm sure
I'm sure they'll explain all that in the movie somehow. But anyway, each of the four guys individually puts a different piece of the suit on, and they can't take it off. And so hijinks ensue as they try and learn how they're going to defend themselves from the alien who comes out to try and kill them.
So this is not to be confused with Pixel Wars.
Oh, you
Or
mean...
Pixels?
Pixels?
Yeah.
No,
No.
not to be
Okay.
confused with Pixels at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not the same goofy group of guys defending the Earth from... Okay, it's not.
It is a goofy group of guys defending the Earth. But not the same goofy group of guys.
I say it's more like The Watch,
Yeah.
Okay.
and less like Pixels.
Okay.
Yeah. But...
Now are we talking like Night's Watch? No.
No, it's a movie called The Watch, like 2012, I want to say? 13 maybe? Had Vince
13.
Vaughn,
I think.
Moss from the IT crowd.
It was a goofy group of guys like other friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the one where... Yeah, where Moss is like, the only reason he's still on here is because of butt sex and stuff like that. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Costco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Costco, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
But the actual trailer, it looked like it could be funny,
It might be,
but
because it's like a sort of indie, so it won't take itself too seriously, I think. You know, it had a couple of good lines in the trailer. Didn't appear to give away all the funny moments, you know.
I think it'd be worth a try. I generally like Red vs. Blue comedy. I think Rooster Teeth does a really good job with that series, so I'm hoping that we get some of that.
Well, this will be released in theaters and on YouTube Red, and I was like, is it YouTube Red? Because that sounds like a porn thing, but...
No, it is, and it's the worst name in the world.
Right?
I'm like, why would you call this YouTube Red? You know, why? You know better, YouTube.
You know.
Unless there's some sort of secret backroom, like, communique between the two, or like, hey, we'll get you more hits, it's cool.
That might
Trust
work.
us.
That might be why they do, who knows?
We'll give you a bunch of money if you call it YouTube Red.
Yeah. But anyway, live in theaters and on
Cool,
YouTube
there's
Red on
that
the same
word.
day, in January sometime.
But yeah,
So,
it could be
yeah,
fun.
might be worth a watch.
Might be worth a watch.
At home, in the privacy of your home.
Yeah.
Where you can pay one $5 ticket to see it with all 4 of your friends.
Yes. Pay
Or 3
one
friends if you only
$5
have
ticket.
3.
Or if you're by yourself, then that's the way you
However
roll.
many friends you have.
I have so many friends.
Bro, my Facebook is exploding.
I have so many friends.
Probably with Star Wars spoilers, don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been avoiding that.
Yeah.
But okay, so the next thing isn't really a trailer, but it is
There was
pretty
a short
funny.
trailer with it.
Well, kinda. It was kind of a trailer.
Yeah.
It's kind of a trailer.
Kind of a trailer.
But yeah, it's the 12 days of
Deadpool.
Deadpool, which
Yes.
is actually pretty funny. The thing is, I know, Roby, in the past you've said that you don't generally like Deadpool. You think he's kind of silly, and you specifically didn't like the fourth wall breaking and
Right.
things of that sort. But this stuff is funny. The stuff that Ryan Reynolds is doing with him is very funny. And it's not that different than the comic books in reality. It's kind of a weird thing because in most cases we see like the X-Men or, you know, even the Avengers being brought to the big screen, and it's a difficult transition.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fit well sometimes. This, on the other hand, seems to be working really, really well.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it makes this hilarious, like, references to itself in previous movies, and,
Right.
you know, it's just great. It's a great thing. Go watch it, The 12 Days of Deadpool. It's talking about, for the next 12 days, they're going to release some little bit of media in regards to the new Deadpool movie.
On 12 different websites.
Yeah.
So, like, today, it was on Entertainment Weekly. They released a new poster, which we'll put a link up to. It's very phallic. And very appropriately Deadpool, I think.
Yes.
And, then tomorrow, it will be on, like, People Magazine, like, people.com or whatever. And I think they have, like, Fandango's one of them. They're going to have them on Fandango. It's all leading up to, eventually, on December 25th, on Christmas, they will release the new Deadpool trailer. It'll be around for everyone to see on the internet.
Yeah.
Which is good, because it's needed a new trailer for a while, I think. But will the February date kill Deadpool? February is not a good
But it's
date for
on,
movies.
It's shit. What's the holiday in February? Valentine's Day. Ended on Valentine's Day?
Well, that was the 24th.
Is it the
We can
24th?
double check. But I did not think it was on Valentine's Day.
I don't think so.
I think releasing it on Valentine's Day would be a bad idea.
I don't think it's going to kill the movie because it's not going to have a lot up against it.
February 12th. Yeah, it is Valentine's Day weekend.
Well, that's romantic.
I'm gonna get fuck
That is
yeah.
hella romantic. It's not going to be up against much, right? So it's not going to, you know...
Bloody Valentine will probably make a 5th or 6th movie or something and be on there. Wasn't that a movie, My Bloody Valentine?
The fuck are you talking about?
Well, and
It was
there's
like a horror movie that was like that. But...
there's a cult following this movie, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. You know, the comic book nerds don't give a shit what it's like outside.
Better get them out of the house on that day.
Yeah.
It's fair. It might do well, we'll see.
I mean...
Like, will it be number 1 in the box office that week? I'm sure. I'm sure it will be, because I'm sure it's not going to be up against anything that counts. You know what I mean?
Which could only work in its favor, though, because it's got high numbers.
Yeah, but will it make enough money?
True.
Whether it opens number 1 or not. Like, it can open number 1 and make $10 million.
True. Yeah.
You know.
I think it'll be fine.
I'm excited for it.
If it's not fine, I still fucking win. The movie got made. I gotta see it. I'm not expecting... Because, like, why do we care if it makes a bunch of money? We don't. It's already here for us.
Right.
That's all that matters. Like, so they don't make a sequel. In this day and age, I'm fucking okay with that.
Fair enough.
I'm tired of seeing sequels. I'm tired of seeing just...
You don't want to see Deadpool into the X-Men universe?
No.
Or
I
Deadpool
don't
with the
want the
Fantastic
X-Men
Four?
universe to exist right now, Roby. Let alone putting Deadpool into
Yes,
it.
we can talk about that one too. Right?
Oh, yeah, we do need to talk about the new X-Men. Yeah.
Yes, so the X-Men Age of Apocalypse trailer also hit last week.
Yeah.
And we all watched it.
Yeah.
And we all said, thought they were going to fix Apocalypse in post.
Thought they were going to fix
They just
Apocalypse
made him not
in
broken.
post.
Yeah, I thought they were going to fix Apocalypse in post. What happened to that? I thought they were going to fix Apocalypse in
That
post.
was him jerking your chain.
Yeah, they did not fix Apocalypse in post.
This is why I don't trust boy touchers.
Truth.
Bryan Singer's a boy toucher.
He's a boy toucher.
It's truth. And you trusted him.
He is a car carrying.
And now, I could be like, Ruby's a friend of mine, but he trusts boy touchers.
Yeah. Boy touchers.
Okay. You know what? I got nothing. I got nothing for you. All right.
Really, it's just...
I thought that the trailer overall wasn't horrible though. I didn't like Apocalypse still. I thought Archangel looked pretty good. You don't think so?
He looked shit. He looked fucking stupid.
I was not a fan.
Yeah.
I
That
disagree with you guys.
was the worst CG I've seen in years. That was fucking bad.
That was not the worst CG. You watched the Turtles trailer.
That was way bad. The Turtles trailer had better CG than the... Go watch it again. It had... it was bad. It was bad.
No. We can't, pause.
We're not gonna pause. Don't worry about it.
It was bad. You watch it afterwards. And
I'll
then
watch
you
it
can,
afterwards.
You can tell us on the next cast. But it looked bad. I think Storm looked fantastic.
Storm looked really good.
Yeah.
I think Storm looked really good.
It was nice to see that idea,
Yeah.
I was surprised to see not a lot of Psylocke. I was actually very surprised by that.
Right, there wasn't a lot of
I thought they
in the
would have
trailer.
banked on...
I don't think there was any Psylocke in the trailer.
There was. There was.
I don't remember.
They
I
just
don't
showed her
remember.
face.
Yeah, just
Well, that's because you didn't recognize it because you saw only her face.
That's probably true.
Yeah, no, it
That's
is
probably true.
It's just true.
Yeah,
I mean,
you recognize Psylocke by the blade or by the costume.
Right.
Yeah, that's
But
probably true.
I saw, what is her name?
Jubilee.
No.
Jennifer Lawrence?
No, the Psylocke's...
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn, thank you.
Yeah.
I saw Olivia Munn's face. I'm like, that's Olivia Munn. And I know she's Psylocke, so that's how I know that's Psylocke. But that's the only, It was a couple jumps. Took me a little while to figure it out.
Right. Okay, but I thought Jubilee looked pretty good too.
I think Jubilee looked just Jubilee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Which is
Jubilee.
good enough.
I suppose, I feel like what I have really enjoyed is the expert rework that people have been doing with, costumes for some of the superheroes in these movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no real reason to have Jubilee just look like she's from the 80s.
Yeah, yellow coat.
Is this happening in the 80s?
It's in the 80s. So,
okay, well,
yes.
that's fine, I guess.
There's plenty of reason to make it
Then
look like
it looks fine in that case.
Yeah.
It looks fine in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jubilee looked okay. She just, I don't know how prominent she's going to be in the movie, but...
You don't know either.
I liked Nightcrawler. Thought he looked really good.
Yeah, he looked good.
I thought obviously a different actor, but...
I must have tuned out because I don't remember seeing Nightcrawler.
You were just there for a split second.
I must have tuned out.
I don't like that Jennifer Lawrence is not Mystique.
Wait, what?
That she's Jennifer Lawrence the whole time in the movie.
Oh.
You mean in the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my guess is in the movie too.
Oh,
My guess is that she won't be blue
She'll do the blue makeup
very
on her?
often. Maybe once or twice, and that's it.
How do you feel about Sansa Stark as Jean Grey?
I feel like I should like this cast. I do. Because I think she was really good in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I think she does a great job in Game of Thrones. Despite Ryan's hatred of it. I think she does a good job in Game of Thrones.
It's shit.
You're just wrong.
No, I'm
And it's
not.
okay. You're allowed to be wrong about
No,
that.
most of America
It's totally
that are
alright.
fans of the book agree with me on the series. It was bullshit.
Did a poll? Did you poll, did you?
Yeah.
Most of America.
Totally called
Who are
everybody
fans
myself
of the
last
Bucks.
night.
We were just chatting about it. We had a big group phone call about it. Yeah. The annual conference of Ryan's friends through who are most of America.
Bro, I already told you my Facebook was exploding.
Anyway. Sansa Stark. She can't do an American accent.
No.
She hasn't learned that talent yet.
They're completely rebooting this universe. I don't understand why they don't just make her British. There's
Right.
like no.
Why is she like trying to do an American accent and then like Rose Byrne, who's playing Moira McTaggart, has not even a lick of an Irish accent.
Oh,
Because
let's not forget somebody who is British, technically speaking, Psylocke.
Yeah.
Technically, there's some weirdness going on in the comics there, so don't read too much into it because she's also technically Asian, which is very weird.
Right.
The whole thing is very strange. But basically,
For a comic, it's not that strange, but fair enough.
the point is that this Psylocke isn't going to have any sort of root, I don't think, at all in the comic books.
In the original Psylocke
Like,
comic books,
yeah,
I don't
not
think so
at
either.
all. Which sucks because I also want to see Captain Britain. I thought he was cool in the comics. Yeah, he was like a nastier, like not nearly nice version of Captain America, other than the fact that he could fly. But I don't know. He had no problems about just like beating the shit out of stuff. While Captain America was like, "No, I'm a good guy."
Well, Captain America's not acting like that in the most recent Civil War trailer.
He didn't act like that in Civil War at all. This is the early Captain America stuff, but Captain Britain was cool.
Captain America sucked like that in Civil War. Because he didn't want to team up with Punisher. In the book, anyway. Because he didn't want to team up with Punisher.
Nobody wants to team up with Punisher. Everybody just says Frank Castle's just a fucking lunatic. Which, I mean...
He kind of is.
He kind of
They're not
is.
wrong.
Yeah, they're not wrong
They're
about
wrong.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I don't expect to see... Or I expected to see more Psylocke, and I didn't. I was a little sad by that. Mainly because she's one of, like, the Four Horsemen, you know?
Right.
Along with Storm... Magneto wasn't, though. That was an interesting addition as one of the Four Horsemen, Magneto.
Yeah. Psylocke, Storm, Magneto, and I forget who the fourth one is.
Angel.
Yeah, Archangel.
Yeah. Well, he's just Angel. Well, he's kind of like both, and that's why I hated it. He's like this weird combination of Angel and Archangel in this, which I think might be happening in the current comic books, but I don't know for certain.
Yeah.
Where he's like, has the regular colored skin and everything. The CG in it looked really bad to me, man. It looks like he flew on the screen with, the wings didn't even look like they were flapping that much. And then he's just on the screen and like...
Well, when he's Archangel, his wings don't flap at all.
they did in the
They did a
animated
ton,
series.
yeah. They did a ton in the comics as well. Especially when he's shooting his little spikes out. He would do that, and that's what would shoot the spikes.
Right.
And right now they're just out like this, and they're just like, it just looks terrible. His wings are there, the little spikes are just shooting out of his completely opened wings.
Right.
Which, I mean, that seems like a small complaint, and maybe it is, but how are they actually shooting out of his, he was throwing them literally with his wings in the
Right.
comic books.
In comic books,
But
yeah.
they flopped all the time in the comic books. I mean, obviously you're not seeing in the comic books, but there's cell to cell. You know, you're seeing that's what's obviously happening. So, I'm not sure where you're getting that information from.
Okay.
Faulty memory, maybe. I know mine's pretty bad.
Shots fired.
I don't think they flapped in comic books, but that's fair.
Well, what else do we want to talk about?
I think that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think next week we'll have some Star Wars to talk about.
Also, we should finish up Jessica Jones next week too.
Have you finished it yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about it right now then.
Well,
We can end on it real quick.
nah, that's all right. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat.
God, you're a fucking...
Yeah, we'll do it next week. We've already been doing this for a little over an hour, about an hour now, right? So, and then
What does Kid Jones last at the end? Spoilers.
Yeah. She did.
Snape killed her.
That's
But
right.
It was Snape.
we'll have Star Wars to talk about. Also, I got into the Black Desert beta, so
Yeah, so we'll talk about some of that.
talk about some of that. Yeah,
Finally get a game back on the podcast.
yeah. Well, it's been a while. I mean, other than the Fallout stuff, there hasn't been Yeah, it's come out. I still want to play Battlefront like more thoroughly. I just haven't had a chance to.
Yeah, I really want to play that. And then I just saw like Grand Theft Auto Online is releasing the new expansion for their setup to where you can build your own criminal empire.
The new money sink for their setup.
Yeah, where you can get like your own yachts and like. I'm not gonna lie, part of me was like, I can be Scarface. Like for real?
Scarface dies.
I know. That's why I haven't purchased it.
In a comically large pile of cocaine.
It was comically large. Okay. But anyway, thanks for coming out. Check us out at rsgpodcast.com, Twitter at RSG Podcast, YouTube at Random Subject Generator. Actually, no, we're Random Subject Generator on Facebook. Bro. And on YouTube at RSG Podcast. So, until next week, have a good night. Bye.